A continued survival of platinum miner Lonmin and the future of those employees after heavy losses in its financial statements and on the market this year. Yesterday, we saw Lonmin shares plunging by 33% as investors rejected its plans to raise cash. Basically, Lonmin needs more money to survive. It has debts. Its operations are not sustainable at the current price of platinum, which is about $900 an ounce. Now, that's about half of what platinum was going for about 5 years ago. Lonmin asked shareholders to buy new shares at a massive discount of 94% in its rights offer. But even at that price, or perhaps because of that price, they've gone running. Today, the share price, in fact, rose by 0.5%, but that's hardly material when it's down by around 95% for the year. Well, joining me now on the line is the CEO of Lonmin, Ben Magara. Ben, thank you for joining us this evening. Is this a very sad day, a sad week for you and other Lonmin execs? Does it feel like the company is folding around you?
Good evening, Santa, and good evening to your listeners. It is not a sad day. It is indeed a watershed moment for Lonmin. As you say, we've got 38,000 employees who possibly feed in total 400,000 South Africans in this country, and we have shareholders who have supported us for many years and banks who have supported us for many years. What is going on now, we issued a rights issue, which is fully underwritten by banks, and therefore we will have the $407 million that we have applied for through the rights issue. Indeed, we are waiting for our shareholders who will vote on the 19th of November, and we are positive they'll vote yes, because it is in our shareholders' best interest to keep the company going because of the great assets we have that we are operating in South Africa.
Ben, a lot of those shareholders are saying no. Looking back at this decision, you're offering this huge discount. It seems like the company doesn't believe in the value of the company itself. Do you think that has had a psychological impact? Also, shareholders have to buy these cheap shares or their own holdings get diluted. Did you make the right call here?
You know, I think the one thing that's very important, Francis, is to understand what the shareholders are saying or are putting across. And it's important that we possibly share a little bit about Lonmin's share register today. The share register has shifted a lot to our international investors. The share register about a year ago was 48% South African investors. Now it's sitting with about 25% South African investors. And international investors have come in their full force, and they are sitting at about 75%. Why has that happened? You would remember in January, Glencore announced their departure from Lonmin, and therefore they have now left. So the new register that came in from early this year, and also we announced that we're going to relook at our capital structure in the mid of this year, and all the shareholders that have come in ever since then fully appreciate that the company intended to look into the long-term capital options, which includes a potential for a rights issue. So most of the shareholders that have come in the last few months are fully aware of Lonmin's intentions to get to a rights issue. So I believe that what we have done with the fully underwritten rights issue gives us confidence, and given the best interest of our shareholders, they should vote yes next week. But obviously, we leave it up to them. They must make the choices for where the company goes. But underlying assets, we have some great shafts. And our new strategy is highlighting those big shafts that we really believe are still contributing to Lonmin's performance, and they will continue to run.
If shareholders vote no, Ben, I know you're saying you're confident. If they say no, what are the options? Can you go to creditors and say, please give us breathing room? Or does that mean you're out of options and these 35,000 employees should start making other plans?
What is very important, Francis, is to actually consider why would shareholders vote no and why would they not vote no? And as I spoke about the register, the majority of the shareholders who are on the register today entered Lonmin 6 months ago and believe in the plan that we have put together. That's one thing. So we are confident. I have some level of confidence. And in addition to that, we have actually been doing a lot of pre-marketing, and we have met the majority of our shareholders, almost everybody who is in the top 20 of our shareholders. And the top 20 of our shareholders make up 80% of Lonmin's shareholder register.
Okay,
and
Ben,
all of them,
Ben,
as a majority, give us confidence.
I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm going to stop you because you're not answering my question. What would happen if shareholders said no? Can we end with this? The platinum price is dismal. It's hard for all mining firms right now, but Lonmin has been behind the curve. You've come under a lot of criticism before and since Marikana. Let's just make it clear that you only came in afterwards. Have you and other executives been running this firm correctly to the best of your ability?
We have to acknowledge that in the last decade, Francis, we have done some things that possibly are not great. I think we tried a mechanization project that failed since around 2005. We bought assets in the boom period, which are actually, we have impaired to nothing. So I think one has to accept that part. But say, in the last few years, we've been working hard at making sure this company is great. And our unit costs this year are 10,400 rands per PGM ounce. And that compares favorably to the revenue we are getting today of about 11,300. So I really believe we have a company that at worst is cash flow neutral and at best cash flow positive right now at current spot prices.
All right, thank you very much for your time. Ben Magara, the CEO of Lonmin, he's saying he is confident and really urging shareholders to vote for that rights offer. We still don't know exactly what options Lonmin will have if they can't raise more cash. Let's get an analyst view there for